Vegas sometime or other. Forget when. Action smaction. What's happening? He gave you a ride, man. Fuck, you live like one street over from me. I thought you lived across the street, across Silver Springs, like behind the school.
Yeah, behind the school, but
Yeah, I was thinking about the one that's that grade school right there, I guess. What up, Mike?
Got the table all nice cleaned up for you?
Well, Joey hit a couple balls, then it'll be my turn. And then we'll figure it out.
Be a nice dirty table. Did you guys start acting?
Good.
It was skinny dipping, I might have to leave.
Huh?
It was skinny dipping, I might have to leave.
Ah, fucker. Oh, boy. Tough. Hope for two, Joey. Yeah, make a straight in. What do you want to do? Bubba?
25.
25 a game?
Yeah.
You want to play by the game?
Yeah, you want to? Sure.
Snapped off the old Royal, huh?
Yeah.
What did I pay? 400?
600.
Nice.
Yeah.
Real nice, Clark. Real nice. 5 hearts.
Beautiful hearts.
Yeah. Would you go down there for a tournament or something yesterday?
Yeah, chip tournament.
Win it?
No.
Patience, Daniel's son.
Look at that double bag. Unbelievable.
Trying to make a woman out. Call it.
Heads.
No balls on the break, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Gotta be fully out of the kitchen to shoot it.
Yeah.
And 3-5. Right?
Yeah, that's fine.
It never comes
No,
up.
3 foul or? Oh yeah, 3
Yeah.
foul.
You have to play it 1-5. It's a must. That never really come up.
But
Check, check, check. Here we go, guys. We are live. We got action. So, Fast Joey. And, Ryan. I didn't get to see who broke. But guessing by where Joey just left the ball, I'm guessing Ryan broke. Sorry, guys, I'm still sitting here working on just getting a few things here settled. So I think I got the scoreboard all up there now. And we've got Dan taking off. See you, buddy. Have a good night.
How you turn the volume down on this?
hey, we can hear you on the.
No. Hold on, I'll come get it.
You're good. It's good. I just closed Facebook. It's fine. I can hear you talking over here. I tried to turn it down. I couldn't figure it out.
Directly at work.
Sorry.
Don't worry, he was always saying good things.
I don't know. He's always talking trash on me.
Hey, I'm back, guys. Nope, they're playing even. Oh, yeah, they're playing even. I think. Assume so. Ryan took down that first game. And he looks poised to take down this game. This might be a quick one here. I don't think he'll get 8 from here. But I think he's going to get a pretty big lead, whether it's via actual balls potted or position. Of course, could miss this ball like that. He didn't look like he was 100% in that ball, and that's why I all of a sudden said that. He just didn't look like he committed all the way to it. Now, Joey just played Chad Bickle the other night here. Had a few issues pocketing balls. So let's see if he can clean that up tonight. He's going to have to, because Ryan is a better player than Chad. One pocket, I believe. Chad might outshoot him, but Ryan is pretty sporty at the game of one pocket. It's a nice little out there by Joe. Get out of that. He didn't accomplish a whole lot, but he survived for a second. He's going to get put back up near under the 9 ball, I would think. Like, he could even get real aggressive here and cross the 7 into the stack and run the cue ball into the 9 if he wanted. With the position he already had, there was really no reason to be that aggressive. But Ryan just being Ryan, and he naturally is that aggressive, I'm surprised he didn't shoot it. I think he had a really nice angle and everything to take the cue ball straight into the 9 and run right into those balls. Now, there really wasn't a reason to act that aggressive, you know, with the lead and position already and everything, but it was sitting there, I think. And that ball is going to lay close, if not go. It dropped. Yeah, I'd be looking to move the 9 ball here. You know, Ryan may be looking for something more aggressive. You know, I just don't know that I like any of that. I like almost stiffing that 9 ball, or even hitting it with like high right English and run the cue ball down near the 6, or maybe even just straight top and might even do it. I can't tell the exact angle. I wouldn't be playing the 9 to make it. I'd be playing it to go right by the 6 down there and come down by the first rail, maybe sit on the end rail down there, or just bounce up just a little off of it by the first diamond closest to your hole. You know, he's going to look around here, and I just don't like disturbing all that. You know, he's got a lead. He's got position already, and, man, something goes wrong here, and Joey's going to run some balls. You know? And all it would take is, you know, one of those balls to have laid up for a bank shot right there.
How does nothing go there?
But it was a good shot. I mean, I don't know.
Balls in my pocket.
Pot your balls, Ryan.
Huh?
I think you got a ball to pot.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's always an integral part of the game, is deciding when it's time to go and when it's time not to go. You know, and that's a shot I might have tried if I was down, but not necessarily when I was up. You know, I just didn't really see the need for the aggression there. You know, and he's not playing another pro that's going to run 8 and out on him, you know, or anything like that, like where it's, you know, essential that you get out every turn almost. Yeah, they're playing a little cheap, Jody. And Joey, you know, that he's a good enough player to not put that ball there. You know, to not tie it. You know, he didn't just tie up that 1 ball. He just now basically almost essentially tied up 3 balls, and you could even say a 4th, because, man, he's got a bunch of balls over there, and they all just sit pretty for different banks for Ryan, and they don't do anything for Joe, really. You know, and even if he gets to run out, it's tough going back and forth across the table like that to pick those balls off. So it's going to hinder any high run that he's going to get out. And when you're already down on the score, man, I don't know. I mean, it's not always about getting it on your side. You know, like I said, you got to do both things with the ball, and he He didn't accomplish that. He's a good enough player. He needed to, and I don't think he even thought about it. I think he just said, "I'm going to put this ball over there and put this ball here," and that's all he did. And you got to think more and do more with the ball, especially when you're a shooter like he is. He's got to do more. It's not good enough at this level to just accomplish some small little task the way he did. The ball acted like it was a little frozen. Oh, he hit it good. Got a blocker. I don't think the 2 goes. So I don't know that he's going to love shooting this 215 or the 9.5. Neither one of those are sexy at all. There's no real pretty cross. I do see a 7 off the 13. Send both shots to your hole. Draw the cue ball back to the end rail. It's almost just a straight draw back to the end rail. 7 ball goes off the 13 to your hole. 13 ball banks to your hole. Cue ball down to the end rail. He kind of saw a version of it. He did not draw the cue ball back. I think it's a lot sexier shot if you get the ball back there, and I think he could have got closer. From this far away and that angle, I don't know that I saw it exactly, but it wasn't a terrible shot. Ryan sticks one in his hole, so I think the shot here is to cross the 12 and dump the 7. Just a little, probably straight high ball, maybe a touch of right English. I don't know. It just depends on what you got to do because you really want to make this 12 ball. You don't want to just shoot it to dump his ball. Like, this is a very makeable bank. It's almost, for a really good player, it's almost a hanger. Clipping the 7 ball, shouldn't be difficult either. Yeah, that's going to cost him the game right there. Maybe not this turn, but Ryan's going from 3 to 6 here for sure. And then he's going to, I imagine, I don't know. He's probably, he's looking to play in position on the 2. I'm saying with his aggression, he's going to play position on something. He just won't give up. So it looks like he'll just try to come over there by the 11 ball probably. Cut that ball in from over there. Yeah, that's all right. He doesn't really need to do a whole lot here. Just start moving the balls, and that's a bad shot. That was a really bad shot, and it was there's no need for it. Joe Barry's this bank, man. He's got the firepower to get on a couple balls, put Ryan in a bad spot, and get something next to his hole. He left Ryan in out. See, so he's doubled up a little bit down here now, and Ryan's got a shot at his hole, and Ryan is going to shoot that ball or bank this. I like banking the 14 and drawing the cue ball into the 8. I don't like this at all, man. I think he could have played these double-ups here better and put something near his hole first before having to do that. Now, given the outcome, he was definitely right. If he was able to pull that ball out that easily, but it looks like he took some big chances there. Like, that ball didn't have to come out, and the cue ball didn't have to end up where it was. Yeah, I like that bank on the 14, draw into the 8, freeze the cue ball on the 8. It looked like it was laying good for it. All right, so Ryan is now firmly in a great position. He's got balls up table. He's got balls tied up. Joey's got a 2-railer to his hole. 2 balls going to his hole. And he can bring this cue ball in behind that 11-5-15. And, nope, he didn't try. Maybe it didn't go. It sure looked like it did. I'd sure like to have another look at that one. I thought he was in business there. But as such, he's going to leave a little bank for Ryan for a little fun. He put that awful close. Now Joey double kissed this exact shot, but from way closer earlier. Yeah, and he did it again. I don't know. He's not seeing that angle or playing those corners well, but that was a problem earlier, and I just anticipated it being a problem again. If I were Ryan, it makes you a little less afraid to leave some of those banks. Some really good players, those banks are, I don't want to say hangers, man, but they hit them good. He looks like he's going to hit this, which I Yeah, I don't know. He looked a little funny. Ryan looks a little funny at the table right now. That's the second time I've caught him where he just looks a little funny at the table, and I don't like the way he's just approaching the shot. I don't know what it is. I just seen that time and one time earlier, and both times he missed the ball. I missed him bad, like he just didn't look good. All right. Joey did something here. Yeah, so let's see how he elects to get rid of it. Little kick cross. This isn't, it's okay. He's getting, yeah, I don't know. Mark, what's the shot here? I don't know exactly where this kiss meets. It's almost that shot you taught us, Mark, with a lot of low left. Draw that ball to your hole and bring the cue ball around like, several rails. This isn't any good. Something's going to Ryan's hole. Ryan's in no danger. He's got 7 balls up table, out of play. Joe, it's time to go, buddy. You can cross this 13-year hole. That is not a hard shot. It's time to go, man. You're down 6-0. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. That shot, you were the best guy on Ryan's team. I think that was your turn to go there, buddy. All right, so we got 6 in Ryan's hole. We got 9 balls on the table. Joey needs 8 of them. He just pushed some balls out to his side, so he's actually got something he could bank now at some point in time. He looks like he's banking this 14. I don't know about that. No, he's banking the 2 ball to Joey's hole. All righty. Nice. Ryan buries his bone. Surveys the table for a piece of slop to shoot over nowhere. And accomplished nothing. Tied up another ball. Didn't need to accomplish a lot there. Not implying that he needed to. But it's still always good to look and figure out exactly where you want the ball to lay. I think that's a mistake that all players make. That those millimeters and those little centimeters count for something, and put it exactly where you want to. When you're not trying to do anything, there's still something to accomplish. I don't care if you're even just practicing, accomplish putting that ball on the rail or off the rail or on that ball or off that ball or wherever it is you want it. Don't just dink it over there because you don't need to do anything really. I can't tell how many times I've scratched when I wasn't trying to do anything or trying to accomplish anything. I just dink or dove a ball, and the next thing you know, you scratch just because you didn't, you weren't trying to accomplish anything, so you didn't put any thought or anything into the shot. It's happened to me multiple times. Well, it's going to be the end of this game. Ryan's going to take it 2-0 lead, and possibly his rack and break, looks like. So Joey's going to need to kick it up here and really get out of this break. You don't want to go down. He's going to go down. Assuming Ryan takes his own break, Joey's going to go down 3-0, and that's a tough fight, bouncing from 2 to 3 because you're just not, it's not where you want to be. Sometimes I feel like even giving up the first break, I hate bouncing between 0 and 1 because, if they do steal one, you're bouncing between 1 and 2, and it's just like you've got a long hill to climb to ever get winner. The problem is if you play for a few hours, then you do get even, your opponent quits you then and says, I'm tired, I'm ready to go. And that's a problem in one hole, getting down a little bit. That things can stay even for a long time with how big the advantage of the break is. Right here, you can see how big of an advantage it was. Ryan's got his hole smothered and covered and stuffed the bank. Joey's got nothing that goes to his hole. Everything goes to Ryan's hole. This is bad shape. I don't want to say this too loud, but I think I might look at. There might be a 2-railer on this 14 into the stack. There's there's all kinds of just easy safeties to play. Oh no, I hope he didn't hear me. Yeah, I saw that shot right away, and it looked really sexy there. I really hope he didn't hear me say that. That's got to be quiet. Our booth's right on top of the table here. So he went ahead and just gave that ball to Ryan. It's a hard thing to do. I struggle with giving balls up unless I have to. And once again, he at least stuck the cue ball down there in the end rail. I just don't know that he executed the highest degree of care there and not just dead freezing it. It was close to frozen, but not all the way frozen. And I think that's just stuff you've got to accomplish at his level. You just have to. So here I might look to 2-rail the 4-ball into the stack, into the. I don't know if it would hold to go into like the 10-ball, but it might go into the 6 though. Oh, it went into the 9. Yeah, I didn't know if he could hold it that much or not. But I think I would have stuck the cue ball back up there on the side rail or pulled it back even a little bit. Now he's stuck. He's got another ball coming back to Ryan's hole. And this game is over, folks. Ryan's going to take a 3-1 lead, and yes, I know that despite the fact he's only up 2-0 at this point. Because these balls are sitting pretty. That was the big problem earlier that I had for Joe, is that everything went to Ryan's hole, and if he just got a shot, this is what was going to happen. Expect him to open up that 8-7, and so we're looking. Let's try to figure out the pattern, because I'm not a great pattern player. So he's got the 7, now he's got the 6. He's a little straight on it. I think he'll come back across possibly for the 8, like right between the 4 and 8 right there. All right. Little jacked off now. That's a problem. He's a little straight. Now he's probably just going to pocket this ball. I don't know that he's going to really try to do anything now. And he didn't even do it. A little too quick. Took it a little too much for granted. That's one of those things we just talked about earlier, where he wasn't trying to accomplish very much, and he didn't put enough effort into it because he wasn't trying to accomplish a lot. And that you just can't do. There you see an effective kick by Joey, and when you're learning how to play one pocket, they say you shouldn't kick, but the better you get and the more you learn is, in order to get good in this game, you're going to find out that kicking is an essential part of the game, and that you have to be pretty damn good at it. Fast Joey, Joe Evola, author of the Hustled and Gotten. He donated a book to the Players Club, so we haven't got a chance to read it yet, but we got our copy, I think, Friday night or Saturday, but we've been here all night every night. So I haven't got a chance to read it yet, but I've heard some stuff about it. There's some mentions and things about Louis Roberts and some fiction and some interesting things. So, yeah, Ryan just shot a ball straight in Joe's hole. Probably not the best idea, because right now Joe does have, there's about 4 balls out there he could get, bringing the score to 6-5 if he gets them all. And Joey's got some ball pocketing ability. He's, these guys are both right around the 10 level players for what we deal here in St. Louis a lot with handicaps from, 6 to 16, 4 to 14. These guys fall in that 10 range. They're both capable of running a rack. They're both capable of running something like a 3-pack, maybe even a 4. I'm sure in their history they've both run a 5 or something like that. But they're not generally considered threats to run out sets or anything like that. I think on this big table, it would be a lot for a champion like Justin to give these guys something like 7-8 in the break would be a lot, I think. I've seen Justin give players a little better than both of these guys, the 8 in the break. And he's given up the break to guys like Gary Lutman. So that's what I'm saying. These kind of guys probably need like 2 balls in the break. Or something like a break ball in hand is possible to maybe give one of these guys. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think these guys can beat the Ghost. But I don't know. I could be wrong about that. Maybe they can. Maybe we'll ask them, see if either one of them's ever played or knows if they can beat it or not. What do you think, Mark? I'm trying to figure out how to describe their level to these people that don't know our little handicap systems around here. Low A players could be used to describe them. Joe put himself in a decent spot, but I think Ryan's going to shoot at his hole here. He needs one ball. I don't see this. I don't see him not shooting this. He's an aggressive player. And I'm wrong. I definitely saw him shooting that 12 ball over his hole off and put the cue ball off the 5 down on the end rail, so maybe I thought he would have tried to put that game away. But do you have a chance to beat the Ghost on a bar box? What do you think of these guys? You don't think they could beat the Ghost on the Big Tail, or they're not close? I didn't know if they'd be, like I said, I don't really ever play it or ever seen anybody really play it other than, some pros. So I just don't know exactly where guys fall into that level. But oh, I think I got the. I got some stuff mixed up here. All right. Well, this ball's going to Ryan's hole. I don't know at what point Joey's going to decide he's got to go. I know it's not here. But, at some point he's going to have to pick something out and get going, because you just can't sit here and try to 50-50 balls here with another player that plays at least as good as you. Ryan's going to make some of these banks at some point, and if he doesn't, he's not going to keep taking flyers. He's going to, lock you down. And see now, there's a possible 2-railer on that 5 ball to his hole and putting the cue ball behind those balls. He chose to bank that ball, leaving no cover at all, but he hit the ball really well, put it in front of his hole. Ryan could choose to just go ahead and cross this 5 ball. I think I would. I'm really kind of surprised at his complete lack of aggression here at some points in time for the extreme over-aggression he shows other times. Yep. Now this ball's going to Ryan's hole. I'm not advocating that shot, but there was a shot right there. He could have cross-banked the 1 to his hole, the 2 ball to his hole, putting the cue ball down on that very end, leaving Joey dead straight in. And as good as Ryan banks and everything, he's a huge favorite to put that ball really close to his hole. And that'd put Joey in an awful bad trap, and Joey could have shot at his hole. A very long straight-in shot. Or he could have went to punch Ryan's ball away that was probably going to be real close to the hole and win his game-winning ball. And I think it would have been a nice little trap. But that was a pretty good bank shot right there, just to go ahead and attempt without having to put the additional move in play. Kind of like they say in chess, to go ahead and win in the least amount of possible moves. It's anybody can win when they get their sixth queen, but trying to win with the least possible moves is the fun part, or the challenging part anyway. Kind of like beating solitaire as fast as you can. It's my it's easy to beat the game, but trying to beat it as fast as you can. I think my record's something around 1:30, something like that on the computer, not live. All right, so rack 4, I guess Joey busted him open. Looks like Ryan's on 3, and Joe is on the 9. And I don't think Ryan's going to like this. Joe's going to bank this 8 ball with some left-hand English, as long as he can get the cue ball to clear the center pocket there. The cue ball will clear that. The cue ball's still going to be open, so Ryan's not going to be any big danger. But he could still change his position quite favorably for himself. He hit it okay, but he didn't really do anything to Ryan. There's no way Ryan's shooting this 15 ball here. There's no way. No reason for it. Just shoot the 12 ball and stop shot. Let it clip the orange ball or something down there and go to your hole. See, I like shooting that 15 or that 12 ball right there. This is an outstanding shot. But Ryan doesn't have enough to go to his hole right now to prevent other things from happening. Joey could just clip off the 8 and run the cue ball back down table and put it on the side rail. He's got a lot of little things he can do from right here. And I think Ryan had a better shot there. It hitting a stop shot on that 12. He could clear these 2 balls right here now too and shoot the 8 off the ends, or off the inside of the 12 ball, crossing it to your hole. Draw the cue ball straight back, or even draw it back to kind of where it is now, because you got to cut the 8 ball a little bit. I kind of like that shot. And the 8 ball is going to go towards the 9 ball. That could be a problem. I think it would miss it, though. I think it would go closer to the 11, which would not be a problem unless it just hit real bad and came back for your opponent. But if you take care of Whitey, it wouldn't be terrible. Well, he did hit that shot. There's the 9 ball came up there now, so that is the problem. That's what the only part of that shot I was worried about, is if that ball pops up on you like that you had to make sure that wherever you crossed it, that it wasn't going to hit one of those 2 balls in that area, that it'll leave this shot. Well, Joe pocketed a ball, tied up a ball that was on his side, left himself a... All right. You hit those okay. Ryan's not in any danger here. Same thing. We got a pretty decent stack here. I don't see anything really dead, although that 3 off the 12 could get close. The 7 ball is getting banked here. I don't even know which hole Ryan is, but I'll tell you that's what's happening. And he hit it pretty damn good. Left it in his hole. Joey's gonna have to dump this ball, I think. I don't think he can. It looks like he could peel it. Some right-hand English into the rail, into the 7. Maybe he could peel that ball out. I don't see a dead ball. He's reading the stack a little bit. Yeah, I'm watching both, Mark. You could come up here and do both too if you wished. Wow. So he scratched by the ball. That ball would have been tough to pull out. I think that was a bad choice there. That ball would have been tough to pull out even if that was the only thing you were trying to accomplish there. And he was trying to accomplish pocketing a ball and playing safe with a ball that's damn near hanging. I don't know. That seemed like a lot. Maybe he did have another ball there to get if he did make it, the 12 ball. So, man, it seemed like a lot to ask for. Can't say I know what was going on in Ryan's head right there. I don't know why he left the ball like that, but yeah, that's no good. That's no good. So, I'm Joe. I'm not shooting the 6 ball here. I'm looking for something else, man. I need more. I need a I need to win some ball games here. And I think he needs to leave that there and work on something else. He could possibly open this up by hitting into the 4 ball. I don't think the 3 cuts over there. I mean, I guess you can go rail first, go off the 6 over here in between these balls and get some more, maybe. I don't know. I like playing a control game and putting a bunch of balls in front of my hole and some high-pressure tactics, and I like having that position. You know, I'm not quite the shooter that Joe is or anywhere near the shooter Joe is, so I don't still know that I'd have felt like I was going to get more than 1 from right there. And I think I would have rather positioned balls to where I was definitely going to get them all, you know. And I think I could have positioned them and locked up the cue ball into where I wanted it, you know, and held my position longer. That's me, though, and that's how I play. Though Joey's a shooter, and he's going to shoot if he has the chance. Looking at a ball going into the stack here. All right, so he kind of opened him up towards his hole. Didn't really do any damage. There's nothing threatening. Ryan's not in any trouble. Here we go. 15 off the 14. 14 3 rails to the hole. 15 2 rails to the hole. Oh, let her rip, Tater Chip. He did. I really hope he's not hearing me say this shit. Because he's shot several shots I've kind of just dreamt up. Trying to be quiet back here. I can't imagine they're hearing me, but... All right, Joseph, what do you got here? What do you got? What do you got? No junior varsity action? Nothing on the bar table tonight yet. It could be you, though. It could be you. He doesn't look like he's trying to do much here. That's no bueno. I was wondering. I didn't see what he could accomplish right there by anything he was doing. And I don't think that was best choice. I'm hitting a stop shot on this 13, maybe with a little touch of left to try to spin it. Make that ball go 3 rails. And bury the cue ball like that. 13 off the 9 and in the hole while burying the cue ball still behind the 9. That was the shot for sure, and he hit it as well as you can hit a ball. Nice, stopped his cue ball and turned that ball over. He could have turned it over a little bit more even, making it go closer to the hole, even with a little less speed and a little more stroke possibly. And the ball would have ended up the same places, but maybe it came out a little better because it didn't, because it went off that ball, which he might have been trying knowingly he couldn't get it to the hole without letting go of the cue ball. I don't know. You know, only thing about that is one of the rules is, you know, when you start playing same side safeties like that, is that things generally don't get better for you from there. They generally get worse. You know, in this case, it worked out better for him. Like I had to say, Ryan put him behind that 12 ball, it definitely would have been worse. You know, I understand. I mean, I wouldn't be jumping at the chance to give this guy weight either. I mean, the way this guy can pocket balls, but for some reason, he's having trouble putting it all together. And he's just not running the high runs like that you'd expect the guy that pockets balls like he does. He's unable to. I don't know that he's figured out the one pocket patterns just quite yet, and I think it's costing him the high runs that he needs as a shooter to be competitive in a one pocket world. He hit that ball okay. If things tie up a little bit, though, Ryan's going to shoot here. Probably not so much now. But it was possible if things got a little funny that he could shoot. I think you could see some kind of just stop shot on the one ball, and that ball could even 5-rail to Ryan's hole. The lanes are almost all open. It's really close. I don't know if the 12 would be the only one stopping it, to be honest with you. That ball 5 rails without it. And if it hits the 12, that's cutting to your hole, so it ain't a bad thing anyway. Yeah, he did okay there. I mean, did real well, actually. It was a little dangerous, but Joey could put this ball behind the 5. I think he could spin it over there. Yeah. Yep. Oh, almost got it up there, but he did freeze to the backside of it, which is good. It eliminates a couple of options. You know, if he'd have just tucked it up underneath there a little bit more, this gets real interesting with 5 balls over here, and you know, that go to your hole with another one that banks, and a couple more up there that banks that are not really a threat. All right, I think the 12 ball banks. If it does, old Joe's got to go. It does. Oh, he double crisped it and gave up the shot. Ryan's going to cut the 5 and look to run out. I don't know that he'll get out from here. I think 4 would be his most. We got 1. And I think he's a one and doneer. I don't know that he wants to mess around with that 112 over there a whole lot. I might just shoot the 9 2 rails into it, causing the 9 ball to come off of it and over to your side like that. And the other balls to go up table. You know, he's got a 4-2 lead. I think if he plays cautious, he can't lose. You know. Joey did the right thing. It's kind of a simple one-pocket move. Just put your opponent back on the end rail. He's got this guy jacking up, which is never the right shot if you ask Grady Matthews. So if anytime you can make your opponent do that, I'm a big fan. If Grady Matthews says it's a, you know, the second you start raising up the back of your stick, you know that's not the right shot, so you better look for something else. While I'm a believer in damn near everything he says, I know occasionally it's essential to do that. And also occasionally really good players are capable of hitting that shot and hitting it well. So I don't know that it's always the wrong shot, but I do like the idea of going to look for anything else before you do it. And like I said, I get a little excited anytime I can get my opponent to jack up like that. Usually I know it means I'm getting stuck right back where it is. But every now and then the guy double hits the ball. The guy banks the ball way too hard and it comes back down table, leaving you a nice shot. Sometimes it goes off a ball, not intending where he thinks, and it goes in and leaving you a nice bank. There's a lot of things that can happen when the opponent raises up the back of a stick. All right, Joe decided to go there. He pocketed the ball, put the cue ball down on the end rail, familiar spot. There's some double up territory down there, but I don't know that there's anything here that is worth going at. Like, I mean, he could possibly bank that 9 ball and leaving the cue ball doubled up on some of this stuff. But I just don't know that it's worth doing. He looks like he's going to attack this 1 ball. And I don't know about that because that 15 ball does go. And he didn't hit it good, but he got a good roll out of it. But I think that 15 ball goes, and I think Ryan can shoot it. He can hit it with just straight high ball and get a bank on the 1. And I don't know why he wouldn't shoot it here. I'm pretty sure that ball passes. I mean, he does have this. Yeah. I don't know why he didn't shoot that unless the 15 just doesn't go. It sure looks like it does to me. He might not have just felt comfortable, or once again just didn't feel like he had to shoot it. You know, I think that's the only way he loses is by, selling out. There you go, Joey puts that ball over on the side rail, right by the side pocket, which is where I would have put it if I was his opponent. So I don't know that he put it in a great spot. That's one of those inches I was talking about earlier that You got to, as good a player as he is, he's very capable of putting that ball where he wants to. And that's not where you want to put it on your own side. It blocks banks. It's tough to get on. There's a side pocket there. It's, there's just not a good spot. And I was playing, it seemed like everybody I played out banked me there for a long time and still do. I don't know what it is. I feel like I bank okay, man, but it seems like everybody I play banks better than me. It's crazy. But, so I learned a trick that I don't remember where from, but I think somebody said that Eddie Taylor, when he used to play Eddie Taylor all the time, he'd stick that ball up by the side pocket as fast as he could. One of the first things he did to keep him from hitting those straight backs on him. And so I learned that that's something I had to start doing, and I figured out ways to start getting balls up there, as early and often as I could, just to prevent my opponent from getting those. Now, by doing that, you take away some banks from yourself because you can't go up table as easily when they got balls over there, especially if you don't hit them good. But if you leave them by that side pocket where there's a bunch of scratch shots and some bad scenarios, then you can still go up table. So that's what I was saying earlier. Like, that's where I would have put it if I was his opponent, and he put it there himself. Just not a good idea. Joey's going to get another one here. So what do we got, like 4 balls to 4-ish now? Joey's shooting a bank shot, 10 ball or 15 ball to his hole. I'd say he's 50-50 to make it, maybe 60 or 40-60 to make it. But if you want to include hanging it as making it, he's 60-40, I bet. That would have been about as bad as I think he could have hit it. I don't think he'd oftentimes hit it much worse than that. Ryan's going to drag this over here. Not too aggressively, but, yep, ball's coming out. Don't see any reason for Joe to do anything here. But, yeah, he needs to look at that 10 ball because it's awfully close to wired. You don't leave that there too long. He's got a little bank on the 1 ball here he's thinking about, but I don't know where that channel that's going to go through. In order to make it, I think it'd have to go through the 11, at least the back half of it, and I don't see that, so... There we go. Yeah, shoot this 11, draw it back, and stop it on the 10. Boy, if he could have the 11 clip the 15, that shot is sexy. But he didn't achieve that, and now he's going to pay for it. Now he's going to pay for that. Ryan's going to hit a bank off the 11 and no good. Ball's not going to come out enough, though, for Joe to shoot it, I don't think. So Joe's in a little trap here, actually. Unless that ball right behind the 10 cuts to his hole. If that ball cuts to his hole, he's in great shape. But he isn't going to like this unless he gets this ball close to his hole. Yeah, he isn't going to like it at all. That shot just wasn't going to work out well for him. So this 15 ball's coming into that, or the 12 ball's coming into that 15 ball. The only question is Ryan going to draw this ball up past the side pocket, kind of, off the rail, like by that 3rd diamond and then down table? Or is he going to hit it with like high inside and try to put it kind of behind the 11? He's jacking up, which leads me he's drawing it. Yeah, and drew the cue ball all the way up table. I think he got a little too much on it. I think he could have hit that a little softer and still got the same kind of, almost as much action. All right, that's a good shot. So he's got some balls open towards his hole. Ryan's shooting. Ryan cannot defend the 1 ball. So he's going to have to play off of something else. There's a ball down here that'll bank from a lot of places. And he just left another one. So that ball's getting banked. Ryan's in a little trouble here. Right now the balls are tied 4-4. Joe has got a definite bank on this 12 ball. And you might be able to play like the cue ball, like 2 rails into the 8. Or, oh no. He's 2 railing the 11 and trying to draw the cue ball. I mean, that's no good. No good at all. Oh no. Yeah, I expect Ryan's going to shoot here. Yeah. So he's going to take a 5-4 lead as far as balls are concerned. He's still got a 3-game-0 lead. I imagine he is shooting this ball to play position on the 10 ball, trying to get to 6 and 7 balls. Sitting at 5. 6 is in the hole. He's got a 9.5-foot shot on the 10 ball. About 4 feet to get to it and another 5 feet to the hole, roughly. And he 2-rails it out of there as he missed the ball. All right, Joey. So Joey's got a 2-rail shot on this 11 ball. Draw behind the 1. A pro or a really good player is going to hit this accurately very often. Now, when Joe played Chad the other night, he dug this ball too deep. You have to hit this ball right above the tit, man. I mean, if you go any higher than that, it just isn't going to go. But I think that's the shot here. You know, you could 3-rail the 10 ball. If the one, I think the 1 might be in the way, though. I'm not sure if he's just 2-railing this one. But there's just, the cue ball is going to be so wide open. He did okay there, but only because he kind of got away with it. You know, and he also kind of let Ryan out of this trap that he was kind of in. He can just punch this 11 ball by the 10 ball and leave the cue ball on the end rail. Yeah, I would have pushed it over a little more, though. But it's okay. Joe, yeah, I don't know. I don't like this angle. He doesn't have a good one. There's no channels to go through. There's a double kiss and a cross on the 1. Hit very nicely. If it didn't hit that point, it would have been really ugly. Joe's going to have to dig this ball. We're going to see the cue ball fly around the table a little bit, which is the problem with digging that ball. And we're going to see Orion cut to the hoe. A little bit of baby draw over the side rail. Oh, no, he didn't even try it. Anybody watching out there, you know I love one pocket. I don't claim to be an expert at it, but I think I know the game a little bit, and I really enjoy it. So I'm doing this mostly for my entertainment and yours. Not really supposed to be expert advice or anything like that, so don't take it that way. Like I said, I'm having fun and learning and guessing and watching, and these are 2 better players than me. Ryan knows the game a little bit more than me, and definitely way outshoots me. And Joe probably doesn't know the game anywhere near as well as me, but outshoots me by quite a bit. So like I said, I'm going to just have a little fun here. I might be guessing sometimes, just having a little fun. But don't take it as expert advice or betting lines. Ryan looks a little perplexed, but not in any real danger. He's kind of acting like he is. I kind of like what he did there. He pushed balls on his side that don't necessarily do anything for Joe. There is a weird 2-railer Joe could fire right here from the 8-11, but I just don't see him doing it. But it's there. You fire that 2-railer with God, man, I would guess just like low right. Oh, I don't know. You could come into the 2-rail into the 1 ball, though, and kick that towards your opponent's hole. That's not too bad. He didn't really do anything. And it's going to be bad, actually. Yeah. I mean, I know the idea, but you got to be careful. People think they can come around behind those balls, but good players are going to shoot those balls. You know, he didn't shoot it very good, but he also one-punched it and didn't put a lot of effort into it. Again, like I said, Ryan doesn't look real comfortable. He looks jumpy. He just looks jumpy. You know, Joe looks real comfortable at the table. It's just results and choices aren't the best. But you see, he's nice, slow roll, pocket the ball. You know, this one I imagine he's gonna let this cue ball out, let her rip. Didn't get much action on it. I thought he might really rip at that one. Maybe he was just trying to play for this bank in the 8. The only problem is that's all he's really going to get, I think. I don't know that there's any way to play for, you know. I think he could have ripped away and crossed the 1. You know, got a better angle and crossed it to his hole, bringing the cue ball back over here and then getting the bank at the 8. See, right now, I guess he would have had a bank at the 11, but I don't think he had to have that bank. I think it was more... This ball's got to just be coming out of there. There is a fun 5-railer there, but I just don't see Ryan hitting it for any reason. All right, he did leave Joe a bank. 11 balls going to Joe's hole. This game's staying a little closer than it probably should have been. That ball's in the hole. Ryan's got a problem. Joe's shooting, and he's not scared. There is a 3-railer here. There is a 1-railer here. There's possibly a 1-railer with a lot of high inside English on this 8-ball, possibly even giving you some kind of position on the 1. I don't think it would go. It looks a little too close to the rail unless you're really going to try to twist it bad. But I think you can get it close to your hole by putting the cue ball maybe even behind the 1. Yeah, like he tried it kind of. He didn't commit a ton to it, but I think he could have committed a little bit more to it, with more spin and spin behind the 1 right there, putting the cue ball closer to his hole. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's okay, but I think you just kind of cross the 8-ball back to your side, bringing the cue ball back down table, this middle diamond over here by this penny, kind of. You know? And just focus getting the cue ball back to the center rail. Don't like that. Things can go really wrong there. I don't think he was counting on a double kiss either, which leads me to even be more worried about what he was trying. Pulled the cue ball across nicely. Didn't aim the 1 ball very well, or didn't take the chance on pocketing it very well. May not have just cared. May have been a just get it over to my side, force him to defend, and see if I get a better shot out of it kind of thing. Oh, so Joe's got 7 balls now. So Joe's actually leading this game. Ryan's going to bank this ball. Not very well. And Joe's going to have a choice to make here. He's going to have a shot if he wants it. He can cut this ball. You know, that 8-ball there blocks any scratch. And I think you kind of cut this ball to your hole, you know, and maybe even pocket the 8, and then you'll have the 8-ball. I don't know why he's not shooting this. He tried a kick shot to his hole. I mean, he hit it okay. He hit it fine. And Ryan's got a little bit of a dilemma here because of where the 1 ball is banked from a lot of places. So if he leaves the cue ball below the side pocket, that 1 ball is getting banked to Joe's hole. So I don't know, man. He's in a precarious spot here, really, because of the bank lanes that are going to be open and having to control the second ball while he's at it. Yeah, he's looking at kicking it, trying to not have to deal with this shit. And it's not a terrible idea other than, you know, it's very difficult to control where everything ends up, you know. For instance, like if you 2-rail kick at this and you slide it underneath that ball, you know, you're going to have a shot at the 1. So, yeah, he hit that one just fine. As long as you came off that side of the ball, it was probably going to be safe. So now Joe, now he's got to shoot that same shot, but he can actually shoot the 1 into the 8 if he wants. You know, so don't try to cut the 1 ball all the way over. Just try to cut it into the 8, pushing the 8 ball over. And it's not as severe of a cut, and you can control a little bit better. They did okay there. Touched both balls. Both balls are there. Ryan's got plenty of cue ball to deal with. Should be able to drop down, kind of two-rail the one over to his side, putting the cue ball underneath the 8-ball right near that first diamond on the end rail. He drew it out a little bit much. I think he hit it a little too hard and let it go a little too much. Fortunately, he got it down here far. Well, no, he didn't, man. This ball's getting two-railed to Joe's hole. He might even have a cut on that damn 8-ball right there. He's not looking at it, but I think he has something to look at. Here comes the two-railer. It's trying to kiss, but not, and that is close. He made it. No, he didn't. He hung it, though. He saved it for later. Let's see if Ryan gives it up right now. I don't know that he has a choice. I think he has to just give it up. I don't like this. I don't like how close this 8-ball is to the hole. And, yeah. Yeah, I don't, I just don't like how close that 8-ball is to his hole while still giving this up. I mean, he can shoot that 8-ball, from a lot of spots. That's the only thing that bothers me about it. I just wouldn't want to have to give this up. I mean, he's got to be 70% to make this and 80, 85 to hang it. No, I think that was a bad choice. So we got a 3-1 ball game, folks. Ryan's got 3 games, Joey 2, or Joey is down 2, Ryan up 2, however you choose to look at it. They are not playing a race. It is just by the game, so we're just going to kind of keep score like this, though, so everybody can kind of tell how many games they played and stuff like that. Gives you a little bit more information, which is never a bad thing. Let's see if Ryan can lay down another good break. He's been breaking really well lately, and I imagine this one's going to stick. And he pocketed a ball and will re-rack, which is the way a lot of people play this game now. Some have gone just to an automatic re-rack when you make a ball in the break. Some have gone to a choice where the shooter can either take the ball and give up the shot. So he'll be leading 1-0, and his opponent will have to shoot from right there, just like he didn't make the ball. So some people play like that, where it's a shooter's choice. And then, some people play, you make the ball, you keep shooting. I don't like that because, there's a few rack tilters out there and a little bit of luck, and it just changes the whole game. One pocket's supposed to be about outmoving your opponent and fighting and dog fighting, strategy, everything else. And to me, making a ball in the break just kind of, I don't know. I mean, it ruins the spirit of the game. That's the way I see it. It just ruins the spirit and the purity of the game. Sorry, I fell behind here a little bit. I had to return a few messages. Looks like Ryan's got one and Joey's sitting on 5 balls. He's got Ryan behind a ball. Not really in a lot of danger, but makes it interesting. Could bank the 6 into the 8-14 with some high left-hand English and maybe run the cue ball back through there. I don't know that I love that shot, but it's a little possibility. Okay, he twisted it back a little bit, but he still gave it up. He's getting put right back where he is. Joe can bank this. See, this is where I'm talking about. He needs to bank this 5 into the 14, the bottom of the 14, drawing it over into his hole, and put the cue ball behind the 6. And he needs to accomplish both things, and he's a good enough player to do it. Just accomplishing one or the other just isn't enough at his speed anymore. He needs to do more. And that's where, the difference between, him winning and losing this bad to this guy. He's just not accomplishing it. Like right there, he just didn't accomplish anything, and he had room to accomplish a bunch. And I'm not saying my shot was the exact right one, but what he did, he's just not often accomplishing enough. Well, Ryan tried to rearrange the furniture and got caught. And Joe's going to clean up this game. He's supposed to anyway. Keeps making me look bad when he does stuff like this. See, he's just supposed to run balls better than this. I just feel like he's supposed to run balls better than this. Let's see if he can pocket this 5 and end the game, which is a good spot for him, being down 1 game. The way these games have gone, I feel like he should be behind a little bit more. Ryan's made a couple of poor choices and a couple of bad shots. Joe hit this ball bad, and this game's going to get lengthened out by a little while because Ryan's going to put this ball close, if not in the hole. Then rip something to his hole again, I imagine. And we're going to drag out here a little bit. All right, Ryan's about to get off. He's going to try to run out. Let's see if he can put this combo in his hole. He hit it well. Dragging out a little bit. Got it close. I'm going to take a break here. This might take a minute here, and even if not, I'm still going to take a break, but I'll be back. If you guys have any questions, want to know anything, want to see anything, hear anything, anything like that, just fire away on the chat, and I'll get back to you.
Miss the correct ball occasionally, be okay.
Do what?
If you miss the correct ball occasionally, be okay.
The wrong ball?
I'm just fucking with you. You know how we do? Like he stole it. Can't make the ball, man. What's going on?
Seriously, like I should have hit 6 balls off the fucking break.
This ain't no gimme. lights on instead, or you want this?
This is better.
Turn the lights.
You guys gotta agree on it.
Couldn't be any worse for him.
Yeah. Yeah, coach. What higher are you?
Over there.
I'm supposed to see what you're supposed to do before I see what you do.
Well, supposed to get position on the 9 or the 14. I didn't. I went exactly where I can't make either one.
Anything else you shot?
I don't really like shooting these 8-7 off the 9. I don't like shooting the combo. I don't think I can make the 14. 13 goes, but it's close, and if I miss, I lose. So, with that all being said,
If what?
that all being said, I don't know what to do. No, I don't see the shot. You can maybe tell me afterwards. Tell me now. I think Joey would like it, but I'd appreciate it.
Fuck, Joe might want me to tell you the shot if you have to shoot it. What if he has to shoot what I tell him?
Fuck, I think the 2 goes. I think the 2 fucking
What?
goes. Never mind. I'm sorry. What was I supposed to shoot?
I just shot the ball off the 9.
I was afraid of selling out. I didn't realize the 2 went. I wouldn't have taken that long. Sorry, Joe.
I don't know that if I were you, I would have shot it. Because I think you could have got the cue ball
realize
safe.
it went. I didn't realize it went. You did. You just did. I was out.
Oh, I really shot.
I'll get my balls out before you start shooting.
Did I really?
I don't know. No. I'm on sharp. I was counting my 7th and 8th ball before I made my 6th. I sharked myself. Yeah.
break this ball out of there. I just might be able to. Hit it. Gave it. We'll see. Now let's see.
I already am.
You can smell from here.
I feel it in my chest. Whoa.
Sorry. I diluted it. What's it you're not supposed to mix with bleach? Is it vinegar? That was ammonia. Ammonia, yeah. Maybe that's right. I don't know.
gonna play shape, but you're gonna go 3 rails with the cue ball and get shape on the floor.
Yeah, right.
What? It was there.
Can't make balls today, man. I'm struggling. Seriously, I don't know what's wrong. I wanted to make it, I promise.
Got one too. Got mine. Just bet.
Look at that. Right in front of the hole. Hockey speed. What kind of car was it? Close.
Get in there, ball. Off the ball. Can't buy a scratch. Buy that though.
Fucking smells clean in here, man.
Oh, hit the ball.
Come on, Jose.
Talking to me?
Jose.
Hey, Jose.
You're Jose?
Yeah.
Thought he was Jose. What's your Hefe? What?
Young Hefe Holmes.
You're right, they get it next. Come on, Wolf.
Sure used to fit. Some chick took it home. Did me a favor of washing and drying it.
Yeah?
And now it doesn't fit.
It's like it fits you like everything else fits you.
That's a little short. Brought it back. It was down to the ears. It's like dirt.
My hole.
Fast jokes. I'll bear down and try and make this ball. I missed my game home 4 times today.
Come on, Edmund, man. We need you, buddy. Whew, get that thing away.
We'll play like 50 a game, a little bit longer, and then quit.
I'm just saying, you can put a time limit on it if you want. That's mine.
All right. Joe Hefe Holmes. Why did they put a pitcher in there for like Flaherty? Why waste Kisner on it? Come on, Goldschmidt. Earn some of that $26.5 million.
Take one on the fucking elbow.
Yeah, that'd be fine with me. I'd lean into this motherfucker right here. I don't care how far we play. Oh, come on! That was a game!
You put your elbow down.
Look at that!
Yeah, I do.
All he had to do was put his dick out a little bit.
You got the pad on.
See, he got a Woody. He could have hit that thing. God, man, you got to be standing on top of the plate right now. Seriously, especially the first pitch. I've literally been standing on the plate. Like, no way is he going to throw that ball without it hitting me. I'd be like Anthony Rizzo. I'd stand on the plate and just look and yank something. Oh, it's a fastball down the middle. Why we traded for you, buddy? He just got two high fastballs. It means he's about to get something in the dirt. He's about to swing out of his shoes and miss it, even if he would have had an ironing board. Yeah, hanging slider. There's gonna be a slider in the dirt. No way does this pitch see the plate. out of here.
No way.
Ha 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 ha. That guy threw a ball over the plate.
Those
He
balls-
seriously, 1 and 2, and he throws it over the plate.
That ball's juiced. He barely hit that ball, man.
Man, he crushed that ball.
It looked like he barely tapped it.
Man, they're playing in Pittsburgh.
Man, that ball's juiced as fuck,
He
man.
hit that ball friggin' 450 feet. Ball's out of every park. Fucking right. God damn it, man. Now anybody can pitch the bottom of the 10th, too. It doesn't even matter. 4-run lead. Way to earn that paycheck, buddy. That was $1 million game right there.
Guess I gotta let you go.
Swatted it. Let's go, Cardinals.
He hit that ball far, man.
Yeah. I told you, he got all of it. I mean, he got a lot of it anyway. To go to right field like that, that's a lot of power. Nice shot, Joe.
That it was, sir. That it was.
Cardinals fighting for the playoffs, baby. We're in the wild card already.
Thought they were half game out.
Thought we were half game in. We're over the Phillies.
Really?
Brewers have like a half game on, or the Nationals. Somebody does. I don't know. We're real close.
No, there was like 5 teams. I seen it today on at work.
I looked yesterday. I could be wrong, but tell you what, let's just look it up. 25 years ago, we'd have to wait till tomorrow morning to figure this out. Guess what? Right now, we can figure it out right now. The young with the double. The Cubs are winning right now. I don't think Milwaukee played today.
Yeah, they're playing Cincinnati.
Milwaukee is?
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Immediately walked in.
I just have to figure that part out. So right now, the Nationals that have a wild card, and then we're tied with the Phillies for the other wild card. Or no, Milwaukee's got it. The Nationals, Milwaukee, and then us and the Phillies are tied right behind them. So yeah, we're out of it right now. Let's see what Milwaukee's doing. Oh, they're losing. They're down 4-1 in the 7th. See what that would do. Cardinals are 52 and 47. Brewers would be 53 and 49. Yeah, we're gonna overtake the Brewers. See what the Phillies and the Nationals.
No, it's not. So
Asking you, I couldn't tell from
I
back.
couldn't tell either, to be honest. It looked weird. It looked like it hit. Like, it did. It did. It moved here and then moved like it hit it. But I don't know. It looked like
Yeah, we're gonna be in the playoffs after tonight by a half game. But I mean, we're neck and neck with 5 teams basically. I got like 25 to 1 odds on the Cardinals winning the World Series. I just need them to make the playoffs, man, make it interesting.
Your best hope is that they trade for a pitcher.
It wouldn't bother me
for my bet. Now for the team wise, like, I just want it to make sense. Like, I don't want them to do a bad trade,
Want to win the World Series or not?
I do. I'm just saying I don't want them to make a bad trade, man. Like, I like young guys. I just do. And
When you lose that, when you try to win the World Series.
dude, I get it. And if it seems like we have a better chance, like, of taking over the division, What the fuck did they just walk? You load the bases again after you give up a grand slam. He walked our left-handed relief pitcher who probably has 4 bats in his life. In his whole life, I bet he doesn't have 4 bats. Well, it's pro life. That's gross. He walked the relief pitcher, the left-handed relief pitcher that has 0 at bats, much less a hit. Come on, Kisner, buddy. Get them free RBIs.
Got a good roll there that laid like that, I can tell you that much. 4 shooting.
Ooh, wow.
It's double kisser.
Look where Perkalicious is. Oh yeah, I played him last Wednesday. Yeah. I just hate him. I hate his guts. That's why. Yeah, I hate his guts. No, I'm just kidding. No, he is. I was just kidding. I said I hate his guts. On the pool table.
What's that? No.
Some guy bite you?
No.
Everything else. too. Shit out on me.
Shit, I have to leave the 6 on the bottom hole too. So
If it's anywhere else, I can bank it out of there or bank it at my bottom.
that's a push.
I sold out. Yes, I did. Damn.
I think it did.
No confidence today whatsoever. Like seriously, I am so off.
Just playing that much better than me, where you don't have confidence, you can still win. That much better than me, where you don't even have confidence, still win. Just trying.
Confidence in making balls, like the hard, like cutting balls. I've undercut a lot of balls. I don't have the confidence off. The balls when they're all straight up. I keep overcutting or undercutting everything. What? I won 4 games at 25 a game, and won 4 games, and then we ended up playing 50 again.
do it when it was a full stack, just when it was jumping, jump right in the middle of the stack. I gave this guy 5 years ago, I gave this guy like 11.6. No, 8 years ago, I gave this guy 11.6, right? And he literally pull his jump out, jump in the middle of the stack, and you'd be like, literally sitting like right here, like balls all around you. You know, it was unbelievable. You gotta be fucking kidding me. 6'4" now. 6'5". Was it just a 2-run shot? I thought it was 6'2", 6'3". Fuck me, what's going on here? Alright, Carlos, the bases are empty, man. Just get these fuckers out. Shreve hits for himself and then comes in and puts 3 guys on base. That's awesome.
Don't do me like that. Kidding me. 4 and 7 fucking balls. My 50-yard line is that one. All the fucking balls.
One of these years, right?
Put that more in the halfway house, huh?
Dude, I get on the floor.
Out.
Joey
Joey
got
got it.
7. I'm probably out.
I made that one up. You never heard that one, did you, Ryan?
What's that?
Put that more in the halfway house.
I mean, that is the most fucked up fucking roll.
50-50. The old ride dog goes both ways. Yeah, it's getting done. Come on, Carlos. Oh, that's dirty. Dirty dog.
It's gonna make me kick for the win. Should have rolled the cue ball right where the 12 was. You didn't even know to do that. Cue ball is where the 12 is. I don't think I got anything, did I? You get safe though.
Yeah, that's pretty sporty.
I didn't do anything. I missed though. I didn't miss the entire
Wait,
cue
wait.
ball.
That didn't look like I touched it.
Strike one. Strike one. I might as well just put the fucking.
Come on, Rivers.
Does that say no outs?
Yeah. They tie it up, they're gonna be in trouble. We don't have any pitchers left, I don't think. Good job, Martinez. Good play, Carlos. Oh man, he looked like he pulled his foot off. I wonder if they're challenging this. Doesn't look like it, but doesn't sound like they are.
Yeah. What a shot. What a shot.
That's what I was wanting to know. Like, it looked like he pulled his foot. How about a ground ball double play, boys? Jose don't have the arm. Oh, did he get him? Oh, he got him! No way, Jose Martinez has no arm. No fucking way. Yeah. What a play. Oh! I don't know, yeah, he missed the spike. Oh, I think he's safe. Fuck. Yeah, come on, get that. Oh, no, you can't see.
Yeah, I'm done. Shooting, man.
Shoot again. Wonder if they got a better view.
Probably the size might even weighter now. It's hard to tell if you're not this confident.
Do what?
You're saying you're not confident, so I don't know. Are you weight or not?
I don't know if it was confidence. I just kept undercutting balls today. I don't understand why. Fucking right. Let's go, Redbirds. They're my man. Okay.
I want to give you a ball, but then a lot of our games went down to the last ball. Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'm giving it everything I have, though. I don't feel like you're really trying there, though.
I'm definitely trying. That's just the way I look. I'll give you 9-8 next time you play.